Hello everyone, welcome to FM Tahiti and welcome to By the Numbers with Belfast Celtic. Thanks for joining us. We've only had one match in between our very first opening match that we did on camera for the Premiership, so not much has happened really. So we drew against Institute 0-0. Could have gone either way. Maybe Institute edged it ever so slightly, but it was reasonable. It's not bad. 4 points then from our first two games, which puts us in a nice opening position, but it could all change horribly, which is probably going to in this next match. I've not got the camera on because I look a bit rough, but I have worked out how to fix the camera, and it was just all the issues I complained about before about not getting it to work properly. Was all me, all my fault. But it's there. It will be coming back, so there'll be more episodes with cameras in the future unless you hate it, and then just let me know you hate it and I'll change that. But what we're going to do in this episode, one match episode, until we kind of get into things where we might do a few more extra matches per episode, or go for a bigger kind of span between things. But because it's our first season in the Premiership, we need to play a few of the key matches for definite on camera, and this one we're going to play now is against Larne. And Larne are, as I mentioned before, sponsored by Purple Bricks. They are a very strong side. If we look at some of their players, Captain Kofi Barmer looks right, but actually I've never heard of him. Jacob Collins looks good. Key player Simon McElroy, he looks really good. Yeah. Hot prospect Tony Crow, he looks amazing too. But they're worth 25.5 million. And let's have a look at us. What are we worth? We're worth 213,000. So there's a bit of a gap there. Average facilities, average secure, basic. Okay, bit of a gap there. And if we look at the Premiership for the kind of league table stats and things like that, what we want to look at is the financial one. That's players, isn't it? That's why it's not showing me the team detailed ones. It's not the team detailed ones. So if we look at salary per annum, they're paying 4.2 million per annum, and we are spending 66.9. Let's call it £67,000 a year. So a bit of a gap. So we need to see how we do against them. And I think I'm going to be using some of our... I want to make sure we keep the stats element of By the Numbers, but I've been a bit put off by the fact that it's been revealed by people like PSC Plays. So if you go onto PSC Plays' blog, which is well worth looking at, he does a lot of XG stuff, looking at individual XG and stuff like that. And he's noticed that sometimes the statistics don't always match up. So the in-game stats don't always match up with what actually happened, which makes the analysis a little bit ropey sometimes, and a lot more time intensive until it gets fixed, which has been raised as a bug and everything. So if you notice it, raise it as a bug as well to help out. But that's kind of put me off going into some of the XG stuff a little bit because of how time intensive it's going to be. So I need to find some alternative stats to kind of look at to get the stats bit in. So what I'm probably going to look more in depth at some of our performances against certain teams, and look more at the kind of player level stats that seem to be a little less likely to be incorrect. Some of them anyway. So we'll be looking at that. So we need to play these kind of matches. So I'll stop blathering on about that and let's actually go and play Larne. And I'm not looking for... I think this is going to be an absolute tanning. I really like the kit colour as well though. So, you know. In terms of who we're going to bring on, I think we might just stick with this actually. Everyone's a little bit tired, but this is probably our best team. Exception maybe Niall Gordon could come on instead of Jamie Dunn, but Jamie Dunn's really highly rated, so we'll stick with that for the moment. Devlin and Bonnis up front. These are the ones we need to trust to do the job, I think. And this is going to be our first match as well, with Belfast playing on the patch. So it's the 11th of February. The patch has been out for a little while. Underdogs, go on. Midfield, let's be like, yeah, getting confidence, that's alright. So new patch. I have played other games with the patch, but not Belfast games. I've played my Greece sort of Xanthi offline save. And it's I'll be honest, it's not my favourite patch, but it's not broken, it's just shifted around some of the issues. So I think we'll probably see a lot more insane dribbling going on, a lot more long shots, but a lot more diving into tackles and stuff like that, which I'm actually quite happy with. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Oh, McKee almost all the way through there. Not much resistance from us, but come on. Close him down. Completely unmarked on that side and almost in. So it's only 3 minutes in. That looked quite dangerous. Let's get rid of the latest scores. Let's have match stats on there, shall we? I just really like the colour of Larne's kit. I think that's a really good kind of purpley blue. Probably not purpley blue, is it? Is that indigo? I don't know. It's a nice kit. They're playing an interesting tactic as well. I don't think we've often come against this tactic. It's not something we've come up against that often in the championship anyway. Oh, another free kick for them. That's McElroy there. They're a really exciting player. If we get... Go on, Harvey, go long. In it goes. Rory Delap style. Almost. Bonis almost knocks it in. If you're using the new patch, which I guess most of you are, and you're trying to squeeze out a few extra goals, long throws. Long throw to the near post is still really good. Like it always has been, but now you don't even need like a good throw-in taker. That's a good save. Oh, come on. Good save again. If we do get a point, we'll have stolen it from them, even at this stage, I think. Point would be amazing. And we're not going to get a point, are we? Maran scores. That's how I've avoided trying to say that first name. I thought that Kaelin Maran, but I don't know. Don't know if that's how it's spelled. But either way, volley against us. Decent goal from the set piece. And we're behind. And we don't look like we're getting into it. Go on. Keevan McCallion's got that. Tries to get it forwards. Comes to nothing. Harvey trying to get it out. There's a real kind of attempt, but we're not holding it up. So it's partly because they're really pushing us. Partly because of the formation as well. But also our strikers aren't holding it. They're not getting to it, or they're not holding it when they do get it. So it just keeps coming back. I should also point out a 1-0 loss I would find respectable. Oh, good save. Double save, or block on the line. Ooh, through him. Come on, counter-attack. There's no one there. That was not what was needed. It's going to be a difficult one to try and solve this, because we've not really had enough of the ball to be clear about what's going wrong. But also I think it might just be what's going wrong is that they're that much better than us. That was a really good goal. And I'm not saying this because of the patch, because we could have easily conceded that against them because they are so good. But I have seen a lot more of these goals than I had under the previous patch. That's a good thing or a bad thing. That's kind of up to you. But again, 2-0 kind of reflects where we are in the match stats. So again, I'm not bothered by that. Assertive. Be better. What do we change? So Dunn is injured, so let's bring on... Well, he's not injured, he's tired. So let's bring on Warwick. At least let's try and keep him fresh for later on. Up front, I think, do I want... Bonis and Devlin haven't done much. Should we bring on Hunter and McLaughlin? So that's all of my subs, but Hunter's a bit faster and better at kind of one-on-ones. And McLaughlin, if you look at him, can still do the heading, and he's decent. Do it. Worst case scenario, someone gets sent off or someone gets injured and I have to play without a player. I mean, that would still happen if I got sent off. I just wouldn't have as much flexibility, but you know what I mean. But maybe this will change things up front so we can keep hold of it. Hunter. Robinson back to Hunter. Through. That's already much more attacking than we had been throughout the entire first half. We've equalled and doubled our tally for shots at that point. I'm hoping Hunter does well this season, because he did really well for his last season, even though he showboated with some of these back heel goals and stuff like that. But he's one of our products. I'd like him to do well in the Premiership. Go on, Cockcroft, get it in. No one there for that. No one there at all. And now the break is on. McElroy's through. Tame. I would kick myself for missing that as well, because that was bad. So this is almost certainly going to be our first loss of the Premiership, but it's against the reigning champions, multi-millionaires. Oh, good tackle by Harvey. And yeah, the gulf in finances is huge. So they're spending enough on wages per year that they could buy our club 16 times over, if my math is correct. 16 times over. That is a lot. So 2-0. I hope it stays at 2-0. Is okay. We've not performed particularly well. We've not really been in it, but then we never expected to. But I think it's just a quality across the pitch issue. And also we didn't keep hold of it up front when we did get it. I think tactically what I probably should have done, if I wanted to win this by any means, was go to a much more defensive, keeping possession tactic, like maybe a kind of direct but slow counter-attack or something like that. Which actually doesn't make any sense, does it? But if I wanted to get more out of it with the resources I had, I would need to change tactics. But I like my tactic, so that wasn't going to happen. So there we go. Just one of those days, lads. One of those days where we play someone who's just that much bigger than us. Sometimes you can do your best and still lose. I'm not convinced we did do our best, but you know, we would have still lost anyway, even if we were doing our best, is what I'm getting at. So 3 games, 4 points. I think we've got a good chance of staying up as long as we keep hold of our team, which we've got a better chance of doing now. Players are actually on professional contracts for the most part. Not all of them, but a lot of them. We've got matches against Glentoran, and then we've got the Bet McLean Cup match against Armagh. And Linfield. I might come back for Linfield, or I might come back for the Crusaders match, just get us a few more matches into this. I'm aware this series has been going on for quite a while, so it might be quite hard to pick up and follow. But if you've been following along, I really appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying it. If anything changes, or you want to see more of one thing, or you want me to change the way I'm doing things, let me know what it is you think needs doing. I won't necessarily do it, but I appreciate the feedback and any of the kind of likes and any of the watches, any time you spend watching it, to be honest. So thank you. I do this because I enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy some of it too. So I will see you later for another episode.